Good afternoon and welcome to Highbury, where I'm delighted to say that Arsenal's top of the table match against Coventry is one of only 3 games in the First Division to go ahead this weekend. Now this is due entirely to the £100,000 that Arsenal have invested in replacing their under-pitch heating. These are the boilers that drive hot water 20 miles of piping, leaving the pitch soft and perfectly playable after the Arctic conditions of the past week. But there was a bit of elbow grease as well, with manager George Graham leading the way to shovel tons of snow off the playing surface. And I must say that when you look at the pitch now, an efficient heating system does provide more favourable playing conditions than artificial pitches for the top clubs. Now, this young Arsenal team are growing great guns at the top of the First Division, 1 point clear, of course, and today's game still in hand. And they've been talked about here in North London as the best side Arsenal have had since the famous double team of 1971. Now, our guest today is in a perfect position to make comparisons because he was at the hub of that team 16 years ago.
And it's all over, and Arsenal have won, and they've done the double. Frank McClintock, his losing streak at Wembley is over. 4 times here a loser, and now a brave and brilliant winner.
So there you are, Frank. 16 years since an Arsenal captain had lifted up the championship trophy. Can this young team do it?
What, you mean win the double?
No, don't win the double, just win the league.
Win the league, yeah, there's a great possibility they can win the league. I think they've surprised George himself because he's got quite a few youngsters in. But the back four, I think, is the strength of their team. Is absolutely magnificent. I watched them probably about 3 weeks ago against Luton, and they've really got everything. They've got tremendous pace, they've got height, they've got a will to win. The young boy Adams looks very, very impressive. Can
you make comparisons between the present side and the team of 16 years ago?
A little bit different, actually, but the back four are similar. They hate giving goals away. They're very well organised, and there's a definite comparison there. They're actually playing a little bit more attractive football than we played in that time.
You'd admit to that?
I think so, yeah. We were a sort of a doer team kept running. Is that
down to George, do you think? To George Graham?
Oh, it partly is, but partly because of the players he's got. I mean, he's got Stevie Williams in midfield, and he's got Paul Davis in midfield, who are quite articulate with the ball. You've got Charlie Nicholas up front. I think it's more or less the players, possibly rather than what George is. But George is looking for attractive football as well.
Well, he's got some very good young players. In fact, he said 3 of his young players this year have won the Fiat Uno Young Player of the Month.
Yeah.
And today, earlier on, David Rocastle was presented with his award from the England manager, Bobby Robson. And he gets a silver salver and £200, which is nominated to his favourite charity, so that was nice. But he's an excellent young player.
Well, I've only seen him once live, actually, and I've seen him a few times on television, but he's certainly got tremendous skill, lots of vision, and he does the unusual.
I think of all the young players, I think he's the most natural, Frank. You know, he's got a nice grace, you know, he's easy with the ball, he's always comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And he always looks to me as if he can do the unexpected.
Well, exactly, he just done the unexpected there. Everybody was expecting the cutback, but it was a terrific goal.
Well, I'm looking forward to a good game this afternoon because Coventry City are going well, Arsenal are going well, you know, and I think we can have a great game in our hands. So with that, I'll hand you over to our frozen commentary team of David Pleat and commentator Brian Moore.
Thanks a lot, Ian. Well, let's take a check on the 2 teams first of all. Arsenal unchanged with John Lukic in goal, a quality back four, Anderson and Sanson the full-backs, a powerful centre-back combination of David O'Leary and young Tony Adams. Steve Williams back to his best this season in the midfield, and watch out too, as we said, for the 19-year-old with that growing reputation, David Rocastle. And then up front, Charlie Nicholas, 4 goals in his last 3 games for Charlie, and the tall young Irishman, Niall Quinn, with him. Coventry, meanwhile, a fine goalkeeper in Steve Ogrizovic. The back four owes a lot to the inspiration of skipper Trevor Peake and the power of Brian Kilcline. In the midfield, Lloyd McGrath returns after an exploratory knee operation before Christmas. Dean Emerson is a recent signing from Rotherham. And then up front, a bad blow for Coventry. Dave Bennett is out with flu. Arsenal really feared him today. But Cyril Regis is still there, of course. 9 goals for Cyril this season. Referee is Keith Hackett of Sheffield. And, well, the amazing goalkeeper, Steve Ogrizovic, 29 years old. In fact, he hasn't missed a game for Coventry since he joined them from Shrewsbury back in 1984. Very good cricketer, too. Plays for Shropshire. And and, as I say, a fine keeper standing at 6'3", not much gets past him. Good defensive record, Coventry, and they come here, as their coach John Sillett says, without any fear at all. Arsenal in that familiar strip of theirs, red shirts with white sleeves, Coventry in blue and white stripes. Nicholas and Kilcline in very quickly. Coventry only one of 3 teams to have beaten Arsenal this season, 2-1 at Highfield Road back in August. Quinn coming for that one, but not making a contact. Grave Downs, the former Norwich player. But now here's Rocastle. And Nick Pickering gets back, concedes the first corner of the game. Arsenal unbeaten in their last 20. Unbeaten here at Highbury this season. This is Paul Davis, Quinn at the near post, peeling away quickly, and Ogrizovic using his height well to get in. Quick word from David Pleat, the manager of Spurs, beaten in fact by Coventry and by Arsenal in recent weeks, so you're a fair judge as to where you think it might go today, David.
Yeah, both gave good performances in different ways, but it's a close encounter on the cards, I feel. Arsenal have this greatest quality of all, which is patience. But Coventry will attack them. They've got nothing to lose. By their standards, they're having an excellent season.
8th in the table, Arsenal top. This is Paul Davis, the man George Graham calls the unsung hero of this Arsenal side. Lloyd McGrath on the far side. Mkhitaryan, the number 10. And the fellow that so many people are watching at the moment, Tony Adams, the tall, young number 6 for Arsenal. Nicholas, nice touch, Quinn's chasing it, Rocastle's waiting in the middle, Kilcline doing the policing, and Brian Burrows getting in with the challenge. Big Brian Kilcline, 6'2", and Kenny Sanson with the throw for Arsenal. Shorter one. Dummy played there by Adams. Steve Williams, a chip forward. Ogrizovic there bravely. Good throw out to Gin. Emerson's made a good break through the middle. Number 4. Sanson. Played beautifully there by Rocastle, now for Anderson. Kilcline, a lot of pace. I get the feeling that this might be quite a game. O'Leary, challenged by Keith Houchin. Joyful chants coming off the North Bank, but there's only one team in London. Downs. Downs again. Nelson. Clark. Hutchin caught off balance. It'll be an Arsenal throw again, which is Anderson will take. Pickering and Gin, a long pass back. It's Brian Burrows, used to be with Everton and then with Bolton. Rocastle, a delicate little touch with his head there, releasing Steve Williams. There's Charlie Nicholas. And the bounce went Charlie's way, beating Trevor Peake. Giving a free kick. And in the course of this season, they've been so dangerous with every set piece, corners and free kicks. Twinkling run there by Nicholas, eventually the infringement, and now the free kick. Quite a solid wall there lined up between Steve Williams and the goal. A little chip in there, Kilcline getting it away. Davis, Downs with the header, Gin. Downs again. Houchin. Regis. In comes Burrows. Played in again towards Cyril Regis. Burrows. Emerson. And not even touched by Kenny Sanson. And it will be a throw to Coventry City, which 25-year-old Brian Burrows will take. Gin. Arsenal's throw. Used to be with Peterborough United. Ricky Gin. Hitting the ball high into the director's box. So much is owed to, I think, to Trevor Peake, David Pleat, don't you?
Yeah, he's an exceptionally strong player. He's a very resilient player, and he's one of these players that don't necessarily take the eye, but he's been a mainstay of the Coventry side now for 3 or 4 seasons.
To Grizovic. A spell with Liverpool did Steve Grizovic. He only played about 4 games up there for the Anfield club. It's really blossomed though with Coventry. Pickering beaten by Rocastle.
The good thing about the early play that both teams have settled down very quickly to pass the ball accurately. They've got a nice foothold.
Yes, they were talking about a long stud there. It's the undersoil heating, as Ian St John was saying earlier on, has really done a tremendous job here. Costs about £100,000 to install, and I think something like £400 a day to maintain when it's switched on. But it's given us a game here today. Well, a free kick then to Coventry City. He's got a good left foot on him, Greg Downs. And he's got plenty of big men up there to aim at, but in fact he's leaving it for Mickey Gin, playing it in there towards Kilcline. And Houchin there. And Kilcline, goal kick rather, to Arsenal. Not the biggest crowd of the season by a long way here at Arsenal, where they've been averaging over 30,000. It says a lot for Arsenal fans and for football fans generally that so many of them have braved the most appalling conditions around London to get here for the game. O'Leary. Quinn. Header comes for Pickering, former Sunderland lad. Williams. What a good tight marking going on here at the moment. Sanson on Gin. O'Leary. And Burrows. Coventry's throw. The away record has not been that impressive, Coventry. They've only won 2 away at Manchester City and at Newcastle. Regis. And again, Regis picking out Emerson this time. Bit of space here now for Downs. Towards Regis, but beaten in the air, and he got fractionally offside. Now Williams. Certainly seems reborn as a midfield player this season. Quinn. Nicholas, challenged and beaten by Emerson, and then fouled by Charlie Nicholas. In good goal-scoring form with those 4 goals in his last 3 games. And I think the thing that George Graham wants more from him than ever is to start competing and looking for things more in the opposing 6-yard area. I know both his goals in the cup at Reading last Saturday were both scored inside the 6-yard box. That's where George wants to see Charlie. Good jump there by O'Leary. Tony Adams with the free kick for Arsenal. Up goes Quinn. Martin Hayes. And Klein. Good jump by Emerson. O'Leary. Emerson. Just peek. The header goes straight to Rocastle. It's an Arsenal throw. Arsenal 1 point ahead of Everton at the moment at the top of the First Division. Looking for a victory here that extends that lead to 4 points. Evertonians everywhere, no doubt, rooting today for Coventry. Kilpline up, Anderson in. Didn't fall for Nicholas, it was McGrath who got there and got it away. Coventry had plenty of people back behind the ball when Arsenal are offering any sort of threat. Davis for the header. Bath. He's given that to Hayes almost. Nicholas now has given it to him. Good ball there by Charlie Nicholas for Martin Hayes. Sanson. Davis. Good ball again by Nicholas. And just over from Steve Williams.
First-class passing by Arsenal. The whole move was started with Nicholas's vision when he put Hayes away on the far side, and he was also involved in the ball back to Williams for the effort on goal. But the early team play and the early discipline of both sides is good. There's going to be a lot of ferreting in midfield. McGrath is marking Davis very tightly, and Emerson is shadowing Williams. So it's going to be a very close, competitive game.
Both sides, of course, with splendid defensive records. Only 3 clubs have a better defensive record, in fact, than Coventry this season. Luton Town are one, Everton are another, and Arsenal, needless to say, are the other. So 2 sides who really know how to defend, and the goals are going to be difficult to winkle out this afternoon. Downs, and it's going to be really competitive. Williams. Newcastle, good challenge as we saw there as Downs came in like a flash. Thought he should have the throw. It goes to Arsenal. Williams. Nicholas. Peak denied him a chance to turn. Downs. Archer. There was Williams again, but Emerson caught him. And a few words passed, and a whistle too, giving Arsenal the free kick. Sanson. Hayes. Another of Arsenal's 20-year-olds. Peak. Adams. And another Arsenal throw, which Kenny Sanson will take. Regis. Gin. Putting it forward, but a little too hastily that time. Nice little touch by Williams. Good, simple ball by O'Leary. Here's Williams wanting it again. And Anderson getting in behind him, and the flag had stayed down. Quarter of an hour gone, no score. If you just joined us on a bitterly cold day here in North London, Arsenal 0, Coventry City 0. Gin. Graf trying to get there. Lukic first.
That was good alert goalkeeping by Lukic, reading the situation well. Already at the other end, Ogrizovic has made 3 splendid saves where he's had to come out and read the play. His first save from the first corner of the game was a vital one, because Arsenal have an intimidating presence in height on free kicks and corners, and he came out 10 yards and caught the ball. And that's important to show that authority early.
Just a thought about these two goalkeepers and their names. You could almost be thinking it's Partizan Belgrade against Red Star Belgrade. Lukic, who's got a Yugoslav father, and Ogrizovic, who's also got a Yugoslav father.
I'm sure other supporters also remember, Brian. I think there was Avramovic, something like that, at Notts County, and Alexic, another Yugoslav that we had at Luton and then on to Tottenham.
I think Avramovic also played for Coventry as well, didn't he?
I think that's quite right.
And Petrovic, who played for Arsenal. We've had a few Yugoslavs around the place. And Radiantic, who played for you at Luton, I remember. Back to this then, 0-0. It's O'Leary with the kick for Arsenal. Simpson. Nicholas. It's Davis hitting it early. Ogrizovic again using his height well.
It's vital that Coventry hold on early in the game. Arsenal would be favourites, they're top of the league, they're going well, although the pressure is on them to get the result today. The away side, the longer the away side stays in the game, the more confidence they'll gain.
Patchen. Sanson. Throw then to Coventry City. Burrows with it. Roth. Burrows. Thinking the boots were flying a bit there. A long kick by Lukic. Kilcline on the end of it for Coventry. Here's Cyril Regis battling with Adams and winning that battle, and also winning one there with Davis and trying to get Gin on his way. It's a good ball in, but offside. Good to see Regis battling away like that. He's colleagues certainly up in Central Television who see far more of him than we do here say that Regis is having a really exceptional season. And of course he scored one splendid goal for Coventry, 1-2-1 back in August. It's Big Cyril. Sanson finding Hayes. Pickering set up. O'Leary. O'Leary. It's Emerson. Came off Williams' hand, so it's a free kick for Coventry City. Played there towards Regis, but it was too high. "20 minutes gone, no score if you've just joined us here at Highbury. Arsenal 0, Coventry 0. Phil Klein for Coventry. Now David Rocastle. Williams. Phil Klein first to show. Here's Mickey Ginn. That's a good run. What a good bit of play. Oh, played in nicely by Regis for Ginn. What a great break, but the flag is up. The flag is up. What a splendid break there and a lovely twinkling run by Mickey Ginn. Only 5'5" of him, but he was causing all sorts of trouble here.
He was most unfortunate to be penalised there. It was Huchin actually on the far side that was offside. But Ginn's inventiveness there deserved better.
And a good ball by Regis that played him in. Sanson, Nicholas. Peak. Regis again.
I think prior to the game, John Sillett was a little bit worried that the Coventry lads had freeze. I think it's their first live game on the television, but they've certainly acquitted themselves very well in the early stages.
A few people freezing behind the camera, though. Houchin up again. Regis. Ginn. Borrows. And Pickering's made a break and reacted quicker than anybody, and it needed Adams to come in. And once or twice on the break, Coventry have begun to look quite dangerous. Here's Sanson for Arsenal. Still no score. Regis versus Adams. And a foul that time by Adams on the Coventry striker. And I think Tony Adams will learn a lot about central defensive play against the likes of Cyril Regis this afternoon. Ginn with the free kick and taken, and he's found space here now for breakdowns. Towards Houchin on the far side, too high for him. Sanson keeping it in. Finding Davis. And turn for Quinn. Now for Williams. Played forward nicely. A good break this, and the referee has stopped the play, and I think possibly is going to book Nick Pickering. Name goes in. That was that it stopped a good Arsenal movement in full flow, David.
Yes, I agree with you entirely. Davis was instrumental in that in the beginning of the attack. It's the first time he's really got involved, but that was a super move and very unfortunate for Arsenal that it was stopped.
O'Leary with the free kick. Hit long towards Quinn, got the head. Regis chasing, could cause trouble. O'Leary got them out of it. Anderson clear. Downs. Regis again first to show. It might fall for Pickering. No, the long legs of Anderson got there first. Here's Rocastle. Hayes chases in vain. Minutes gone, 0-0. Sanson. She'll get that, and does. Line. Regis, intercepted though by O'Leary. Here's Dean Emerson. Jim. Finding Burrows. Outstanding first division engagement, this one, as Burrows puts it into touch again. Arsenal, as you can see, have been in the first division since 1919. There's a long gap. Everton since 1954, Liverpool since 62, and Coventry's rather surprisingly in fourth position. They've been there since 1967, when, of course, a certain Jimmy Hill got them going from away in the third division through to the first as their manager. And Coventry, they've had one or two excursions with relegation since then, of course. But they are still in the first division and 8th in the table now. 0-0 here at Highbury. Paul Davis with the free kick for the home side. Grizovic coming, using his fist not terribly well, but he caught it the second time.
He's obviously been told, Grizovic, by John Sillett and George Curtis to go and command that box as early as possible on the free kicks. You'll note that Arsenal delay the free kicks as long as possible, look as though they're not sure what they're doing, but they know exactly what they're doing. They make these very late runs around the back of defenders, particularly Big Quinn and Adams, and they're very difficult to contain. You need a commanding goalkeeper against it.
Regis trying to get it through. There's an offside flag up. As Keith Houchin puts the ball into the back of the net. The last time he did that against Arsenal, of course, it counted when he played for York City in a cup tie, 1985. The last minute York putting Arsenal out of the FA Cup. If memory serves me, it was Steve Williams that gave away the penalty on that occasion. I think he scored against you as well, David, didn't he? Let's have a look at this first, though. In that brilliant 4-3 game at Highfield.
Yes, he powered in a brilliant first goal of a wonderful game with an unchallenged header for a super taken goal.
Well, let's look at Arsenal now. Rocastle with the throw. Nicholas trying to get the touch on. There's so many Coventry City players back. And a lovely ball there played by Jen, but it'll just bounce away from Houchin. Here's Pickering. Finding Houchin, played it back again to him. Good play here by Coventry. And a corner for them. Oh, goal kick. Coventry totally nonplussed. It looked a corner to me, I must say.
Paul Pickering must be ruining the first few minutes of this game. He's been pulled down a couple of times. He's lost the chance of a corner there. He should have a free kick, and he's been booked for his trouble as well.
Hayes with the touch of Quinn. Nicholas trying to get them in, but a quick reaction that time from Brian Burrows. Half an hour gone. Castle. Pickering. Sanson. Martin Hayes trying to dummy Burrows. Got a lucky bounce. Burrows is back at him again. Williams now for Sanson. Burrows. Jim. Quinn. Inviting Anderson. Castle. Good work again by Pickering. Really defending well, Coventry City. See why their coach John Sillett said we used to be afraid when we came to places like this and wondered how we get away without being beaten, but not now. 31 minutes, no goals. Foul there by Quinn. Jump by Williams, Downs, through to Marvin Hayes, and Steve Williams, Kenny Sanson. It's been a tough old week for Kenny Sanson. He did ask me before the game today to pass on his good wishes to his brother Peter, who had a heart attack last Monday and is now in Queen Mary's Hospital in Sidcup. Now, Pete, I'm sure you're watching, and Kenny sends his warmest good wishes for a quick recovery. And of course we endorse that as well. Downs towards Regis. Well in the air, got way above Adams on that occasion, and back by O'Leary. Who's having contract talks with Coventry at the moment about his future. Downs in quickly, the ball's still in play. But Coventry are confident they can do a deal with Cyril Regis. He's not a greedy man, they say, and Cyril himself says that he's thoroughly enjoying his football at the moment at Highfield Road. Good control there. Killed that beautifully, and we've seen one of his sparkling runs already, but that was stopped by a combination of Adams and Sanson. And here's Viv Anderson. Hit towards Quinn, but Kilcline hasn't missed much in the air so far. Gin touching it for Burrows. Gin. Davis. Balls for Nicholas. It was challenged firmly but fairly there by Peake. And Charlie might need a little bit of treatment. He's still down.
It would be a blow, actually, if Nicholas was in trouble, because so far he's the main attacking ploy. When Williams particularly gets the ball into Nicholas's feet, you always sense that something might happen, because he can turn people and dribble at them and cause confusion. Because otherwise, Arsenal aren't getting midfield players beyond the front two, and neither are Coventry for that matter. So it's making it a very competitive game, but mainly based in midfield.
Well, Charlie is staying down. The referee will not at the moment, which surprises me. Now he will allow the physio on, Gary Lewin. 10 minutes of the first half remaining. And here's the moment as Charlie takes possession and Pete goes in and goes for the ball quite clearly, but goes right through it and catches Charlie. But it was a perfectly legitimate challenge, I thought, by Trevor Peake.
Yeah, perfectly okay. I think Steve Williams possibly feels it wasn't, but there was nothing wrong in that at all. It went for the ball.
So Graham Ricks looks for the opportunity of getting on.
It's one of those days, Brian, where the substitute might be even better off in the dressing room keeping warm than trying to watch the game out on the pitch. It must be very difficult to come on cold on a day like this.
He looks well wrapped up, though. Well, it looks as though Charlie's going on. And it'll be a drop ball just close to the centre circle here. Downs in quickly. Arsenal, in fact, did the double on Coventry last season. 3-0 here and 2-0 up at Coventry. Castle. Williams towards Hayes, nodded down by him. Kilcline. Burrows. Kenny Sanson. Coventry's throw. Emerson. Sanson being hustled by Jim. That was a ploy. Mickey Jim, he's done an awful lot of work there, particularly down that right side of midfield, aimed at Ken Sanson, and certainly in John Sillett's mind that he wanted that to be Jin's role today. Here he is again on the ball. He has looked lively in the midfield for Coventry. Quinn with a header down, and a good header guided for Charlie Nicholas, but Downs is here. O'Reilly near it well. Castle. Nicholas, bit of space ahead of him. Hope is coming to cover it. Castle again.
That was the boy Peake at his best there, ushering Nicholas away from the play.
Rocastle with the throw. 6 minutes remaining of the first half now. Greg Downs with a header for Nick Pickering. Davis. There's Lloyd McGrath. Oh, but he overran it. It's Arsenal's throw. Sanson wanting to take it quickly. Nicholas. Sanson. Hayes. Williams. Emerson. And he's lost out this time. Quinn. Downs is there. Regis. Given away to Davis. A lot of Arsenal pressure at the moment, but still no goals. Anderson. Towards Quinn on the far side. McGrath half getting it away. Davis with the shot. And Emerson away for Coventry.
Arsenal pushing the fullback Sanson and Anderson in just a little bit now. as they sense the gain in the territorial possession. But Arsenal won't be worried if they go in half-time 0-0. I'm sure they've done it plenty of times before. They're a very patient side. They'll work and they'll take their time, but they'll eventually get their openings.
Sanson back to John Lukic. A couple of big goalkeepers here today. 6'4", this lad. And 6'3", Brizovic at the other end. To the interval now. Quinn curling it across there. Hayes couldn't quite get in. Burrows was shielding him. Now Sanson playing it in early. McGrath, Burrows, Williams for Arsenal. Hayes, Sanson, Hayes again. Cross coming in towards Quinn and the goal kick. Honest, had this Niall Quinn, only 20, stands 6'4", and he scored 9 times this season, and I would have thought must be motivated and shows an awful lot of character to keep going the way he does, because there's so much talk about Arsenal needing to buy a striker. Would George Graham be interested in this one or that one? George Graham himself says he's more than happy with what he's got at the moment. He should be, with the long run they've had and leading the First Division table. Davis, can he get a turn? Williams, can he get an opening? Plenty of Coventry players back, 10 of them in fact back behind the ball. Only Regis here was up in front. Maybe that's a clue to their great defensive record again, David.
Yeah, both sides get men behind the ball very, very quickly.
Sanson, Hayes down at the moment. Quinn playing it in towards Nicholas. Williams. Sanson. And still Hayes in a bit of trouble. A good bit of refereeing, actually, which is out of the picture at the moment. The referee just bent down to make sure that Martin Hayes what the trouble was, and here's Regis on the break and Lukic needing to get back. Referee Hackett's first thought that the game should be kept going. Sanson, some space there for him. The cross coming in towards Martin Hayes, but Peake looking so assured at the back. Chin, Williams, Pickering, Greg Downs. Emerson holding the ball behind. Williams. And Emerson again. Interesting character, this fellow Dean Emerson. He's playing for Rotherham and playing against Coventry in the Littlewoods Cup, and they were so impressed by him that they thought they better go out and buy him. A long spell with Stockport County before that. And now really beginning to make his presence felt in the Coventry midfield in the First Division. A good fellow for commentators with that bright red hair of his, David.
Yeah, he's a bright player. So far, he hasn't really got himself going today. He's doing a good containing job. But he certainly can play and he can pass the ball.
Well, here's Rocastle passing for Davis. To David Rocastle again. Looking to turn, and Gin is in there, and he almost gave it away to Hayes.
Arsenal have definitely stepped up a gear. There's more movement amongst the midfield players, and as I said earlier, Anderson and Sanson have joined in just a little bit more.
Emerson having a real go at Williams there, after the ball had gone, in point of fact. Quinn playing it in for Paul Davis. Here's Steve Williams. Martin Hayes. And Dean Emerson gets it away to Keith Houchin. Emerson to Regis. Nice touch by him for Houchin. Gin. Rose making a galloping run down the right. Played in towards Regis. The flag is up. Well, the half-time whistle. And plenty of movement and good intentions and very good defending by both sides and no goals. We'll get a view in a moment from Ian St John and Frank McClintock. The half-time score here at Highbury in this First Division game in the Today League is Arsenal 0, Coventry City 0.
Well, welcome back. No goals here at Highbury, Frank. I think we can put that down really to good defensive play by both sides.
Yeah, I think Arsenal have been causing the Coventry forward line quite a few problems by holding the line, and people are making runs through and getting caught offside on 4 or 5 occasions, which then make you play balls to feet all the time because you're scared of making runs in case you're being caught offside. And I think the fact that Kilcline is doing a good job on Quinn, and also Peake is doing a very good job on Charlie Nicholas.
That's right. I mean, as a back four, they are playing well.
Yeah, both sides are.
I mean, when you look at the 45 minutes, you think, well, what chances were created?
Yeah.
And I think the closest that the Arsenal came to a goal was at the time Williams came through and had that shot that just skimmed the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, yeah.
It came from a nice little build-up too.
That's right. He's always liable to do this as well, Williams. I mean, he sits from midfield and probes from behind, really, and he's got a tremendous shot. And this is a terrific effort here. It just went over the bar. But really, in 45 minutes, and that's about one of the only occasions that the goalkeeper's been tested. There's been a few crosses going in there, and the Coventry goalkeeper has come out and picked him cleanly.
Yeah.
But for 45 minutes at either end, there's been one shot that we can talk about.
I know, it's certainly not a classic. The forwards have got a lot to do. But when a game is like that, I think the referee has got to play a part as well, Frank. And I was a little bit disappointed when Mickey Ginn was pulled up for offside when, I mean, he's played very well in midfield, and he was really inventive, wasn't he, the little fella? You know, he got the ball here, and you'll see him as he attacked him with the ball. He does that very well, runs at defenders, played a nice little 1-2 with Cyril. Now, he's onside there, and the linesman, as you can see, puts the flag up for the player who was wide. I think it was Houchin who was offside there, but, I mean, that would have been a penalty kick.
It would have been, actually, and it was a terrific bit of play on his part. I didn't realise how much Houchin was offside. He was offside about 4 yards.
That's right.
It's always been an argument over the years, hasn't it? Is he interfering with play or not? The back four will always say that if a fella's out in the wing and you're playing him offside, then the other fella's offside. Yes. That's always a terrific argument.
You're talking from
a spectator's point of view, it certainly should be allowed to go on.
Well, I think you're talking as a defender, an ex-defender. Defenders say, well, you know, if he's offside, even though he's out in the wing. But I think I like to see, anyway, the referee saying, well, you've worked a lovely move. You're onside as far as I'm concerned. On you go and put the ball in the net. And the spectators, I'm sure, would like to see that.
Well, Houchin was probably 30 yards from the ball there, wasn't he? He wasn't really interfering with play. And that was one out of 3 occasions that Coventry actually broke down the Arsenal defence. They're defending very well, but they're finding it difficult to get through Arsenal defence.
Well, there were 2 other games played yesterday. Both the Merseyside teams were in action. Everton won 2-0 at home against Sheffield Wednesday, and Liverpool kept up their challenge at Main Road, Manchester.
Again, Liverpool look to use the short course.
They were keeping up the challenge at Main Road, Manchester. But I'll say what we'll do. We'll go to a break, and then after that, we'll come back and have a look at that Liverpool action. OK? So stay with us. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
I'm sorry, we're not going to be able to see those Liverpool-Manchester City highlights at the moment. Maybe we'll get them in at the end of the game to see that Ian Rush winning goal. Well, at any rate, we are now ready for the start of the second half. A goal is first half, and Keith Hackett, the referee from Sheffield, gets the second half underway. Coventry now attacking the goal to our right. Kenny Sanson with a throw for Arsenal. Peake. Davis. Nicholas. Sanson. Downs. There's Emerson. Flag is up on the far side. It'll be a free kick to Arsenal. It'll be Steve Williams with Arsenal's free kick. Certainly plenty of big men for him to aim for, and a big man catching it for Coventry's Eddie Steve Ogrizovic. Long kick from Ogrizovic. Header by Kilcline. Regis. Sanson. Again, you'll see Gin hustling in on him. Doing his best to prevent Sanson making forward runs. Kilcline versus Quinn. Emerson away for Coventry. There's Keith Houchin. Ricochet coming Arsenal's way. Steve Williams trying to get it through, and Pickering is there. Ogrizovic out reacting quickly. He could afford a smile. For a moment things looked a bit dodgy there for Coventry City, but not now. O'Leary winning it well in the air from Cyril Regis. Here's Trevor Peake. Burrows. Kilcline. Houchin beaten in the air by Adams. Houchin again, no. Sanson. Sanson. Emerson. A bit shapeless here at the moment, but here's Viv Anderson. Good little ball played there by Charlie Nicholas. Off the post from Paul Davis. The nearest by a long way that Arsenal have been to a goal. Sanson. Coventry under enormous pressure now. Davis towards Charlie Nicholas, whose pass has set that up in the first place. The crowd are getting behind the home team now. Rocastle. And again, Coventry have pulled everybody except Cyril Regis back behind the ball. Anderson playing it again. Quinn going for it, and Ogrizovic getting there first. Touch and go here for Coventry.
Yeah, but once again, as Anderson forced the issue, he's completely free when he first picked the ball up on the right-hand side near the halfway line. He was unlucky there, Davis, and Quinn couldn't react quickly enough.
I've got a feeling that Ogrizovic might just have got a touch there as well. In which case, it was a splendid piece of goalkeeping too. Nicholas. With Rocastle outside him. Played in. Burrows getting it away, not very far. Here's Kenny Sanson. Williams spreading it for Rocastle. Nicholas lining up a shot, but it comes for Dean Emerson. Shows plenty of coolness and awareness there, and finds Mickey G. Burrows. Regis. Gin. Houchin. Brian Burrows. Graff. Now Emerson to Downs. O'Leary's header. Graff trying to get in. Houchin. Coventry's turn to exert a bit of pressure now. Regis on the far side, but it was Anderson's jump that denied him, and Rocastle belting it forward. Peake getting it back.
It was good to see Coventry try and work the ball out after that spell of sustained Arsenal pressure, instead of just humping it down the field for the ball to come straight back.
A sign of a side with a bit of confidence about it, David.
Yes.
Houchin. That's a nice little ball played there for Gin, and he's always prepared to take them on, but good challenge by Adams. Houchin again, looking to get a cross in, and succeeds in getting one in, but that's Lukic's ball. lines. And I was saying earlier on that goals will need a bit of winkling out here today because both sides have such good defensive records. 6 minutes into the second half and still goalless. Certainly a bright start to this second half. Rocastle. Downs. Free kick to Coventry, the foul on Lloyd McGrath. Lines behind it. Burrows is around. Downs and Emerson are over the ball. As you can see, a well-constructed Arsenal wall, at least they'll hope it is. Kilcline's shot is charged down. Downs has a bang as well. Pickering played in towards Regis. The flag was up. So pain and a bit of anguish there for Cyril Regis. When the ball bounced Pickering's way from that shot by Downs, Pickering was through, cross, and the flag was up. That looked like a handball by Anderson on the far side. It was given, and it's a free kick to Coventry.
As Frank McClintock was saying at half-time, it's very difficult sometimes for the referee to judge who's interfering. But the interference on that goal there, that could have been a goal for Coventry, was in the centre of the goal, not when the ball was crossed.
So you're saying it was right that the flag was up and the free kick was given?
Yes, it was the player without the ball that was offside in the first place.
Regis. And back by Sanson. Quinn going for this, and Peake also. Peake won it. Regis. Here's Gin attacking them again. Chattering, a challenge in the back. And Lloyd McGrath by Kenny Sanson. Brian Burrows with the free kick for Coventry. Kilcline nodding it on. Kilcline touching it again to Gin. What a rousing game is Mickey Gin. A lot of people watched him in his Peterborough days, and it was Coventry who took the plunge. Right, David?
Yeah, I think so. They're always worried about his passing ability and his composure, but he's like a little bottle of pop. He fizzes all over the place. Possibly could say gin and tonic, Brian, I think, on a day like this.
Rizovic. Anderson in first.
In actual fact, I think Gin's still very much fighting to establish himself in the Coventry setup. I think that maybe had Bennett played today, he wouldn't have been in the team anyway.
That's right, and David Phillips is also lurking for a midfield position. He's the substitute today, the Welsh international. Let's hope Dave Bennett soon gets over his flu, if he's watching, which I'm sure he is. We send him our good wishes. Certainly he and Regis have worked up a fine understanding this season. So it's 10 minutes of the second half gone, 0-0. David Peake's talking earlier about Arsenal's patience in this sort of situation. Let's see if that patience pays off. They're putting a lot of pressure on Coventry. Still looking for a clear opening. Free kick to them now. Foul by McGrath on Davis. Davis over it. Williams will chip it. Quinn's trying to get in there. Kenny Sansom with a shot. And I tell you, Kenny's last goal was back in September 1984. The ball was hit with not a great deal of optimism.
I wonder if that was a left-footed goal, Brian, the last one.
He was trying a right-footer there. This was gone. Let's tell you about Kenny Sansom. He became a father for the third time on Boxing Day. 2 little daughters already, and now a son, very patriotically called Harry William. Here he is again, a father for the 3rd time. Nicholas trying to find some sort of opening, and good play at the back there by Kilcline again. Find them a good side to watch, Coventry. They defend well and they break well also, but on this occasion Regis's pass to McGrath was just a little too ambitious.
I think you saw the value of Hayes to the team there. He doesn't get a lot of attention, although he scored 14 goals this season, but he made ground terrifically well to support his defenders when Adams was caught up the field.
He's only 20-year-olds too, Martin Hayes. He's a nerveless character, a penalty taker as well. In fact, his 15 goals this season, 8 of them have come from the spot.
It would also be interesting to know, Brian, how many goals Arsenal have scored from free kicks and corners, because they look very effective on set plays to me.
Well, they won't have had many chances today. I think in the first half there was only 1 corner in 45 minutes, and that went Arsenal's way. Downs playing it back to Ogrizovic. Sansom, Kilcline, Adams back, and Lukic. Formerly with Leeds United. Kilcline's header, falling though for Rocastle. Nicholas trying a little dummy, a shot only half hit by Davis on the turn. Castle. What a lovely ball. And what a good run here by O'Leary. Can he play the right one in? Borrows got the header. And Kilcline gently away to Gin. Another defender attacking now. Sansom finding Martin Hayes. Came off Gin. Pickering with a chance to clear, but not a lot to aim for. Regis was up. Rocastle tried to outrun Greg Downs and does so. And the cross, a little bit off balance, is a little too deep. Here comes Jim. Burrows, Emerson, laid back. What of an hour the second half gone, 0-0. It's Regis. Gin. Regis away again. O'Leary's with him. And there was an infringement there, presumably Regis on O'Leary.
Seems to have much more resolution this season, Regis, in his running. He's always been a strong lad, but he's using that power well.
4 caps for England, of course. Cyril Regis, formerly of West Bromwich Albion. And frequently led the scoring charts for the Albion. Phil Klein jumping well against Quinn. I'm saying how well Phil Klein and Peake have snuffed out the threat of Quinn and Nicholas so far. Well, there's Nicholas though, there's Quinn, and it's a goal.
That's an unfortunate finish. It was superb play. Even Quinn won't get the credit for that, but it was a terrific dummy in the first place that let the ball run on to Nicholas, and he spun well for the return.
With Coventry's goal kick. Klein getting it away. Here's Anderson. Sanson. Good play by Burrows. Could put Peake in a bit of trouble for a moment, but well, there's a bit of confidence. Lovely play here by Coventry City. 5 or 6 players in a movement, and of course, as soon as any commentator says that, he's been made to look a liar. Regis passed hopelessly astray, and Trevor Peake with 1 boot on and 1 boot off, still getting it away to Nick Pickering. Well, they might be one of the most unfashionable sides in the First Division, even though they're 8th in the table. But I don't know about you, David. I'm enjoying what I'm watching of Coventry City this afternoon.
Particularly now the game's opening up. Anderson's pushing forward more for Arsenal on the right. Coventry having a little bit more of a go now, pushing forward more. And there's a good spirit about the play. I must say that recently we played at Coventry.
Let's have a look at Anderson first. Finding Rocastle. The cross coming in, and good defending again. That time I think it was Dean Emerson that got the header in. Williams. And now Pickering conceding the corner. And I wonder if Trevor Peake's going to get that boot on. I think he has at last. You can see him crouching there. He wasn't going to let anything like a stopping foot worry him. He was... Now, let's see if there's going to be a sign. Mostly they raise their arms. Hayes sometimes gets off his heels with a little movement to tell them what the corner's going to be. But, of course, he's called me a liar, and he hasn't. Bit too deep for Quinn. A chance for the break. Burrows, direct hit from a snowball. That's an occupational hazard at this particular time. Good jump by Quinn, and Peake playing it to safety, and Burrows preventing it going for the corner. Well, it's a real test of Coventry's resolution now. Arsenal coming more and more into the game, pressing forward more and more, but for all that, still finding chances very difficult to find. And the referee, in fact, getting 4 or 5 policemen now to make sure there's no more snowballs aimed at the players. Downs getting in where it hurt. The feet a little too high, I think possibly by David Rocastle on Greg Downs. Coming up to 20 minutes of the second half gone. Arsenal 0, Coventry City 0. Klein. Adams. Sanson. Quinn. Well controlled. Finding Martin Hayes. And now bringing Viv Anderson into the game, with O'Leary making the break outside him. So O'Leary's cross into Viv Anderson again. Now for Charlie Nicholas. Oh, and he went just behind Quinn. Nicholas claiming that he was impeded. Quinn again. Williams. Gin. Good block challenge there by little Mickey Gin. Sanson. Burrows away, but here come Arsenal again with Rocastle. Now Emerson. And there was no way back to the keeper, so the corner had to be conceded. Williams will take it. At the near post, big Niall Quinn. Charlie Nicholas at the far post. Anderson up from the back. And Adams as well. Williams then with the corner. Floated high, Grizovic with it, he can't get to it. Hooked away by Regis. And here's Regis again. Sanson. Good ball there by Davis. Finding Williams in space. Sanson's gone on ahead. Stopped by Burrows. But not for long, because Rocastle's on the far side. He's tricked Downs once, but not the second time. Rocastle again. Anderson available for him. And Downs sticking to his job well. So is Rocastle. And Sanson's helping out on that far side now. Good jump by Quinn. And it's Peake who gets it away. And then Burrows. But little respite because Regis is up. Oh, on the ground he finds Houchin. Sanson. Hayes. Davis onside. Charlie Nicholas and Niall Quinn in the middle. Trying to get a 1-2 going with Sanson. Pulled back by Davis. And again, Trevor Peake has had a splendid game at the back. Barring the way once more.
Coventry City just losing the shape a little bit now against this onslaught by the Arsenal. Anderson's pushing forward, Adams is pushing forward, and Williams is just sitting in the midfield down, pulling the strings, and they're all piling in there. And Coventry will do well if they keep them out.
Handball, no. Nothing given. The referee wasn't in the best position, sadly for him, to see, but he had a look at the linesman too, and nothing was given. Here come Arsenal again. Rocastle putting it in, and it goes behind for the corner. Well, I hope you're enjoying this at home now. It's by no means a goal feast, still 0-0, but it's full of interest. Can Arsenal stretch this unbeaten run to 21? Can Coventry City deny them and perhaps do something themselves on the break? Hayes with the corner for Arsenal. A little leap off his toes to indicate the sort of corner he was going to give. And a safe catch and a good one there by Grizovic. Met by Downs. Dean Emerson now for Coventry. Here's Anderson. Peake going to need all his sturdy qualities now. That's a good ball though by McGrath to Pickering. And a good solid challenge by Adams. This is almost like a cup tie in its tackling and its atmosphere now. With 20 minutes remaining. Free kick to Arsenal. O'Leary with the free kick. Peake's header. the stand. 20-year-old born in nearby Walthamstow. Look around as he ran for that ball to see what might be on, and the little ball from Gin, the long one played towards Regis, Coventry's throw, and a rare excursion for them now into the Arsenal half of the field. It's still maintaining this 0-0.
Coventry desperately need a little breather to take the sting out of the game at the moment. Keith Hackett, obviously, like a good referee is, wants to keep the play going, but they'll look for every opportunity to just hold the ball up a little bit and try and get composed.
Houchen. A corner, and it's their first of the game, with 26 minutes of the second half gone. Well, they've got Kilcline up, the big number 5, Regis in there, Pickering crossing it towards Houchen, Gin, getting a drive go from a long way out, warming Lukic's hands. Sanson for Arsenal. Downs. Oh, smack in the face there for O'Leary. Quite an unintentional one there from Houchen. Arsenal's free kick. O'Leary with it. Quinn nodding it on. Borrows up there. Charlie Nicholas trying to get in. Coventry plugging every gap at the moment, but you wonder at the moment for how long. Oh, what a good shot in the turn there by Niall Quinn. Quick reactions from Ibisevic. David?
Yeah, I'm just interested at this stage whether George Graham has... Yeah, he turned well. You know, he may be long-legged, he may be a bit coltish. When he gets the opportunity, he's looking for goal.
Now, what were you wondering about George Graham?
Well, 20 minutes to go. They want to win it. They've had a marvellous run, 21 games, unbeaten. They don't look like being beaten here. And the patience, or the impatience that can be transmitted from the terraces, I'm sure that won't affect George Graham. And I wonder if there's any temptation to get Graham Ricks warmed up, just to change it a little bit.
Well, we saw George in his warm overcoat in the centre of that picture a moment ago on the bench. Burrows for Coventry. No sign of Graham Ricks getting himself stripped off. Back on the right, Theo Foley, George Graham's right-hand man on the left of the picture there. George, in fact, who's banned from the bench by the FA. I think that ban for a month takes effect. Theo Foley takes effect from later this month. Theo Foley who gets the ban. Well, it's breakdowns from Dean Emerson. Paul Davis. Sanson's cross is up. No, I thought it was a better one than that. Anderson coming in at the far side, couldn't quite reach it.
It's the type of cross that Sanson put in there that scored a few goals from this season, a very deep one, which gave the goalkeeper a problem.
Somebody steaming in at the far post. Anderson was the man nearest to it. See the breath standing out like smoke on this bitterly cold afternoon here in North London. Good ball again by Nicholas. Rocastle trying to make something of it. Finding Niall Quinn. Oh, he's got the beating of Downs. And possibly the beating of Emerson. He's got support there by Steve Williams. In comes Pickering, and another corner.
one or two Coventry players there trying to nick the ball away from Big Quinn rather than tackle him firmly. With those long legs, it may be difficult.
Oh, a quarter of an hour remaining now. Paul Davis with the corner. Quinn might well peel away and Anderson take his place at their post on a run, which is just what they're not doing. Only Gin is up. Beaten there by O'Leary's right boot, and then by his head. And then by his left boot. And now Regis playing it forward. The flag was up for an offside. That was very marginal.
That was an unfortunate offside because the fellow he was hooching again and he wasn't seeking to gain an advantage. He was trying to run back towards the play. So Pickering's been penalised for a good run from behind the ball.
Downs up. Gin. There's Houchins chasing again, but Adams. Hayes. Anderson. Oh, it might leave Adams in the clear right up there, and he couldn't control it, and in came McGrath. Defended so well this afternoon, Coventry, you almost had to blink twice to realise that there was a gap there which Tony Adams might have exploited. And now he's back defending, as you can see, getting that one in the air. O'Leary away. Davis. The challenge by McGrath was too fierce. Free kick.
I think Adams has a quality which I hadn't seen previously, Brian. It's the ability to sneak into forward positions when the play's going on around him on the flanks. He's done it very well in the second half, whilst Williams has just sat in there deep.
O'Leary with the free kick. Flicked on again, but Anderson couldn't make contact with anybody. And Arsenal have about 13 minutes left. And the first sign, possibly, of a substitution being made for Arsenal. Graham Rix is warming up. So it'll be just a matter of time before Rix. And it's going to be Martin Hayes who comes off. Substitution you'd expect, left side midfield for left side midfield, I suppose, David?
I think possibly. I think when the foundations of this side were laid last year, I think George has cemented it together brilliantly, but when the foundations were laid, you had the triangle on the left of Sansom, Davis and Rix, and it was a very good triangle, very talented left-footed players, and Hayes gave it slightly different balance, but I'm sure it's a gamble worth taking.
Foundations laid, we should say, of course, by Don Howe. Lukic hesitated for just a moment, but it wasn't costly. Anderson. Quinn. Castle. Anderson. Davis. Sanson. Rix, his first touch. Burrows, the little flick for Houchen. Back again for Burrows, and now for Regis. Brought down by Williams, that's a free kick. A little over 10 minutes left, 0-0. I suppose Arsenal must be wary of pushing too many people forward, because we know that Coventry can be decisive on the break.
Yes, but they've got to go for it, Arsenal, now. I think with the time ticking away, they can afford to take chances. Coventry haven't really threatened too much.
Gin with the free kick. Towards Houchen and Regis. O'Leary. Well, can Arsenal snatch this winner in 10 minutes that are left? Sanson. Williams. Emerson. Trying to go all the way and get a 1-2 going with Adams. Quinn, Nicholas, Anderson, swarming in on that far side with those long legs. Rocastle supporting him. It's Rocastle's cross. Nicholas with a touch. Gin with a strong challenge, but a fair one. Finding Emerson, looking for Burrows and finding him. Houchin again, just unable to reach it with his head. And here come Arsenal once more with Sanson. The little chip coming in, but it was easy, that one, for Kuzovic. Regis. Arsenal must beware, and it was Adams who just collected in time. Ricks. Eight minutes remaining. Sanson. That was a foul by Kilcline on Quinn, way after that ball had gone. And a stern word from referee Hackett, and no profit for Arsenal from the free kick. Cut out by Burrows, and here's O'Leary getting it back. Can't remember a game with so few goal-mouth incidents, David, but for all that, it's been, at least I found it, an enjoyable one.
There's been some very good midfield play in tight situations. It was very competitive in the middle of the field. The referees let it go well, but people haven't been clever enough to manoeuvre shooting opportunities when they get near the goal. And far too many balls have been put into the air, and you've got four-man mountains there in the central defensive positions. Two massive goalkeepers as well.
O'Leary for Arsenal. Emerson. Regis. Houchin was in danger of being caught offside again. Come the Arsenal back four, pushing forward again. It's Sanson finding Ricks. Big men to aim for in the middle. They claimed handball on the north bank, but they were optimists, and the referee didn't share their view. Sanson getting a lot of work here. Kenny Sanson trying to get things going forward for Arsenal. And Coventry still defending well, very sturdily indeed. Williams, can Arsenal yet find a way through? 6 minutes are remaining. Steve Williams. Ricks, got a good powerful left foot, hits it straight at Downs. They claim handball, but it was hit straight. It was ball hitting hand. If in fact it did hit the hand at all, certainly nothing intentional on the part of the Coventry defender. Sanson with Arsenal's throw. Quinn hit it away again that time. I think it was Houchin right back there. All hands to the pump. Williams. Williams again. Now, who's got the ingenuity and that extra bit of skill to find a way past this wall of blue? Sanson. Stevie Williams, complete miskick. Rocastle. Ricks being forced away again. Everybody deep now into that Coventry half of the field. Steve Williams, except of course John Lukic. Gin. Sanson. Hit in early by Williams. Came off Dean Emerson. Away by him to Regis. Here's Rocastle. Can he open it up now for Arsenal? No. Pickering away. Four minutes left. Burrows. Some tidy old game. Right back himself. Regis that time caught offside. So he's breathing fire there at the moment, Cyril. That it's the defenders who are being made to work harder than anybody else at the moment. It's Coventry again, get it away, this time with Kilcline. Sanson. Nicholas. Now Charlie Nicholas. Good challenge that time by the number 6 Trevor Peake. Kilcline up. Regis to Gin, to McGrath, to Burrows. Won it away by Adams. Not only that, it was a good header away and it sends Davis on his way. But McGrath is back there challenging and tackling and conceding a free kick. Williams with the free kick. And Pickering gets it away. Davis. Rocastle, just 2 minutes left. Can Arsenal snatch it right at the last? Houchin hitting it high into the crowd. I'm grateful for those nice big numbers on the backs of those Coventry shirts, these stripes that so often it's hard to read the numbers. Coventry have had them specially made for today, so fans and commentators alike can read them. A note to all other clubs who wear striped shirts, let me say. And in the gloom on the far side, it does make it so much easier to find that that's Nick Pickering bringing it away for Coventry. There's Regis right back there helping out. Well, Arsenal look as though they might well keep their run going to 21 without defeat, but not the victory at the moment that they wanted. Means they'll go 2 points ahead of Everton. Charlie Nicholas, a shot on the turn and Ogrizovic down. According to me, we're inside the last minute. And a lovely shot on the turn here by Nicholas, on target too. But Ogrizovic well in control. Free kick to Arsenal. They need to get it forward quickly. A matter of seconds remaining. Quinn touching it on. McGrath right back there. Davis being urged on by the crowd. Coventry pulling everybody back. Not much time left. And Ogrizovic again there for the visitors. A few seconds left. Man of the match for you, David Pleat.
I think the goalkeeper's done very well for Coventry. He's been very cool right from the start. He's caught well. He spoke well to his defence. The two defenders have done well. Coventry as a team have worked very, very hard to frustrate the Arsenal.
Sanson playing it forward again. Kilcline not making a touch that time. Peake, who would certainly qualify, I think, for a nomination for man of the match, just shepherding it back. Trevor Peake, the number 6, who's inspired the back four, along with big Brian Kilcline.
I think there's a lot of creditable Coventry performances. A lot of these players came from lower leagues. Burrows from Bolton, Ginn, Peterborough, Emerson, Reading, Rotherham and Stockport County. Houchin. Peake came from Nuneaton and Lincoln. Well, so very creditable.
Well, very credible indeed. And it's got them a draw here, Coventry City at Arsenal. Arsenal's unbeaten run goes to 21. They increase their lead by a point on Everton at the top. Sadly for our viewers at home, no goals at any rate. The final score then here at Highbury, it's Arsenal 0, Coventry